It's time to start running!
Hello, hello, good afternoon, it's Sunday. Welcome home to the home of the Ghost Owl. Yes, we are back. We've had a few days not streaming. Family is back. We're back to our regular schedule. So expect the streams on Monday, Wednesday and Thursday, starting about 5:30 US Eastern. That's going to be the plan. So yeah, back to normal. So yeah, you're going to see me less, but we're still doing the same things. And we're playing Satisfactory today. And we're nearly done. We're nearly done with this playthrough. So where I'm at, I've been thinking a lot about it. With this playthrough of Satisfactory, which is a highly complex and complicated game, which I have enjoyed, really enjoyed playing the game, but we spent a lot of time learning the game, and also spent a lot of time obviously rebuilding and focusing on the milestones and the phases, which is the aim of the game. But what we haven't done is we didn't spend a lot of time making it look neat, making it tidy. We had quite a bit of spaghetti. The factory is not very organized, right? Because it was focused on organic growth. You don't know what's coming next, so we haven't built the walls and the roofs and put all the decorations on and all that good stuff. So, and I don't regret the way it's gone. I actually am quite pleased the way it's gone, because I've kind of played the game through. We've taken a long time to get where we've got, but there's good reasons for that. But we're going to get to the end of the game having focused on the milestones, and I'm going to keep pushing for that. And then my intention is to do another replay of the game. We're going to play through the whole game again. It's going to be off stream, but I'm going to put the new series up on YouTube when it's as we're going through it. So we are going to do a second playthrough of Satisfactory, where I do want to focus on, like the picture here, building a factory that is a factory and has roofs and walls and windows and cool roads and like proper roads, and I want to play with trucks and drones and nuclear power, which I didn't do because we were focused on completion of the game. Which, as a variety streamer, you kind of got to decide how long you're going to stay in a game, right? Because it's a big deal. But that's the plan. So we are going to do another playthrough. It's going to be off stream, but it's going to be shown on YouTube. So anyway, let's go into where are we? Yeah, I think this is the one. So, but we are nearly there. We're nearly there. We've completed one of the components in phase 5. We must be close to completing the other component. I actually need to check that. And we're about to start making the third component, and then we'll see what the fourth one is all about. So, how much nuclear pasta have we got? Okay, so 200, and we've got about 200 more to do. Okay, that's fine. That'll keep chugging along. Excuse me. Right, okay, the next thing is we need to build this, we need to build the server thing. To build the server thing, we need to build superposition oscillators. Now we need to get rid of dark residue matter. Now my plan here was, as long as we had 256 of these crystals, we do. We got 319, right? So if we look at the component there, yeah, we only need, it's 1 to 1. We need 256. So what I can do is we can stop with you. And we can just connect you into here. Alright, they will keep making crystal things. But you will now be able to make these things. Now we've got plenty of everything because we've kind of been building up. So I'm going to overclock it until we either run that down. I also want to use some sloops. Do I have any sloops in inventory? I don't. So I don't want to use the sloops out of the pasta because we need them to be doing their thing. I do have sloops in the fusion frame. So I might take the sloops out of the fusion frame. All of this, look how many motors. We've got tons of stuff up here backed up. We actually got a bunch of fusion frames backed up as well, which is good. Right, so there's no sloops in any of these. There's sloops in here, so I only need one set of 4. Right, so you're still producing fusion frames. How many have we got? Okay. So... So 226. Not quite enough. Not quite enough. What are you missing? Aluminum casing. Do you know what? I'm going to underclock you because clearly you can't deal with the aluminum casing, which is fine and expected. There we go. And now you should start catching up on that. Again, which is good. Okay. So not quite enough fusion frames yet, not quite enough nuclear pasta. But we do have the 4 sloops for the super oscillator. Now what I don't know is if I need super oscillators or these other crystals for the final component. We don't know what the final component is yet, so let's put you in, and that means we'll be starting to chuck you out at a pretty decent rate. We're 28 right now. We need, is it 1-to-1? It's 1-to-1, so we need 256. Okay, fine. Now, what we will need to do is we'll need to have another one of these. Which is going to make the final item. Right. What's in the final item again? It's the super oscillators, which are there. The quantum processors, magnetic field generators are down the bottom, and then the excited photonic matter. And the excited photonic matter is coming in on a tube over here. Okay, so we could extend that tube. We could extend that tube around here. We could build it on top of this one. Run it down here. Cross it in the back. That's coming from the back and that's coming from just there. Missing materials. I need... Okay, so... need one of these. Right, we need fixite trigon, or we should have a crap ton of those. What do we do? We need... time crystals. Where are you? Time crystals are here. Okay, we've got plenty of those. Supercomputers. Should have quite a few of those, I'm thinking. These are all supercomputers. Where are they? Turbo motors are up here as well. So all the supercomputers are out on the belts. You're not making, so we can take from here. And turbo motors. There we go. Cool. Very nice. So this is going to be the quantum encoder that makes the third of the final parts. I say this is where the factory is messy, but we're trying to get it to the end, and then the plan would be, like I said, another run where we're going to redo this. Right, so if I put you... Let's lock you in place. What is that? Just come over there a bit. So we want to go that way. Yes. There's space for you at the end. Perfect. And the only thing I'm going to have to try and do is it's going to make dark matter. So I need to try and get the dark matter back into this. So what we can do is we can just add in. So let's make you. Let's do the dark matter first, because that's going to stop me making, right? So if I put you in here, like so, and then we take so, and then we do that. Okay. Then I want a storage for it, which is going to be here. Okay. Right, and you're going to be making AI server expansion. Right. Of course, the photonic matter would be all the way over there, so that kind of sucks. Right, so we're going to have one of these is going to be underneath. So let's have you underneath. Okay, you're going underneath. You're going... Where are you coming from? You're coming from over there, so we can have you come from here. And then this one is actually that was coming from yeah, see I was coming around that way. Change plan. Spaghetti. But not that at this stage. Okay, cool. So we've got that. Right, we need to get super oscillators around here. So is it there? Or is it one across? There it is. To about there. Kind of gets complicated with the dark matter element as well, because the dark matter, like, you need so the machines you're already using to use it. Yeah. Right. The next thing is we're going to have to run a pipe with the excited photonic matter. I could run it underneath. In fact, we could run it underneath. Actually, that's a way better idea. That's a way better idea. I prefer that. Okay. Okay. Right. Pipeline floor hole. There. And I need pipe. Need the noodle. We need that. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna work way better. Way better. Right, so do the top first. I learned that by experience. Seems to be way more buggy if I put the bottom one on first, so let's do the top one first. The other thing I need to do before I can let's just collect them. I need sloops for this. I want a sloop straight away. It's an end game component or an end phase component. Definitely learned that you want to phase all the end. It's because think about it. If you phase, if you sloop all the end of phase components, the required materials are halved. So yeah, aluminum's been the biggest pain, I would say, in the end. Just seems to obviously less of the bauxite things. Right, so I need to get those. How are we going to get these where they need to be? So those, we need to get them out over here. So I'm thinking, right, is if I put a ceiling conveyor mount here. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. I want a ceiling conveyor mount. Right, and then you're going to clip onto that as well, aren't you? So we need the ceiling conveyor mount. It's actually got to be further out. It's got to be here. And then I want a ceiling conveyor mount, like yeah, let's have one like here, and then I want another one that's over here. And that should be all I need. Double click, and then we can run it here. Okay. Good. So we should be making these at a good clip. We're making 25 per minute right now. I need to put the sloops into you. I need to get some power. See how quick we can shut these out. everything's filling up at a good rate, so like I say, it's messy, but we've done 5 already, so sweet. Right, these nuclear pasta, we were up to nearly another 100. That'll take me to 833, so 170 to go. Just keep them chugging away. Right, these fusion things. It's a pain, it's just having enough of the aluminum frames. We got 254. Take all. Actually, we do have a lock on the belt as well. Actually, there you go, that gives me 300. That's enough to do the milestone. I need to get to the milestone for the final part, that's the point. Because I don't know what the final part involves yet. Bosh. Cha-ching. Boom.
Milestone reached. The Blueprint Designer Mark III allows for 20% increased blueprint size in all dimensions, for an overall 71.2% increase in volume. Sadly, I doubt we will see equivalent increases in your efficiency.
Okay. Right, this is the one we need for the final part. Ooh, we need these things. Okay. Turbo motors, radio control units, and SAM fluctuators. Okay. What do you need? 10,000 iron plates, 5,000 outclad aluminum. So these will be easy. Do you know what? I might select this one because I think we can get this one done. So, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to offload. Oh, there's all that sand. I'm going to offload what I can. Let's get rid of the plastic. Right, let's do the time crystal and the fixite stuff first because that's going to be quickest. So we need 250 of this, which should be 1, 2, 3, job done. And we need 250 of this. Which is 1, 2. That was easy enough. Right, now let's go check our outclad aluminum. Plates are elsewhere. So that's not a problem. So we do have a backup of outclad aluminum. So I'm hoping we've got like a big backup. Because if our entire storage is full of it, that will be good. It is. Cool. So take all. Okay. Oh, I can't do it yet because the needs to come back. Okay. Just wait for the pod to come back. So, what research have we got left? That's not it. Research. So, alien technology. So, yeah, that's just... So, that we can't make yet. That we haven't got the spheres for. And that's nuclear stuff. I mean, we could do that. Make some ammo. We've got the casings. I could buy some turbo fuel. That's easy enough. And that needs a hard drive. easy enough to do, I suppose. 12 minutes, man, that sucks. Got plenty of sand fluctuate there, that's good. Okay. Just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Can we buy those oscillator things? I can't buy the nuclear things for the research. It's a shame. So you can buy the oscillators. 9 tickets for 50. Okay. We should be making more than we're using of those things, so... The issue will be with the overclocking is we're not getting rid of enough dark matter residue, because we need to get rid of 500 a minute, so that is a problem. So that will be where we have to clock back if we have to clock back. Question is that impeding this production here? Yeah, a little bit. Because he's at 625. We made. Yeah, we're chewing through them, so we're gonna have to back this off. Just to get in making. Let's just get him making for now. Otherwise he's just going to use them. Now, you're the one using stuff. We need to overclock you, but you're not getting enough diamonds. So we need to overclock the diamonds. But I can't overclock diamonds really until I get the new belts, because the new belts will mean I can overclock, hopefully, or bring more coal in on the single belt, which will be the plan. And then we'll overclock the diamonds, which means I can overclock this to use more of the dark matter. Help everything, because you need to use, you're only using 150 per minute and you're pushing out 250 per minute. Oof. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Need to make more diamonds, which means we need more coal. I mean, we do have another 2 coal veins over here. I mean, we could attach those coal veins to these belts as well. I think that's what we need to do in our push for the end. It is what it is at the moment. just no other way of bleeding that dark matter residue. That's the thing. That's the frustrating thing. There's no other way. There's nothing else I can do with it. The best short-term way will be for me to overclock the diamond machine to make more diamonds, because at the moment we're making 30 per minute, right? We can overclock this like crazy to make more per minute, which means I can push this up to make more per minute, which means that will use more dark matter residue. And that will help out this. Yeah, it's struggling. Yeah, it's struggling. We don't have. Do we actually? How many do we have on here? We've got 100 in there, so we'll be pretty close to having enough superposition oscillators for that. We're going to need a lot more superposition oscillators, so... Need these belts, that's the key. Get the belts, improve the coal, improve the diamonds, which improves the dark matter residue usage, which means we suck in more dark matter residue, which means we can make more. So belts actually is key. Belts is key. Oh look, we can actually get rid of some stuff in here. So let's get rid of. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. There we go. Better. Better. Yeah, so this is what I mean. When I do my next playthrough, I want to spend a lot of time making the railways look nice with proper pillars, the power look nice, have walls on here, have like a train station, like a really cool train station, maybe like walls over and around it with a glass roof. You know, all that sort of stuff, which we've not done here. You know, I could spend like another 300-400 hours, I'm sure, in this game, like doing this kind of, making it like a really nice factory. That's what I want to do in my next playthrough, but I'll understand it more. I'll have built the factory in line with what I now know. Is I just never anticipated the amount of space I was going to need. I just didn't anticipate the scale of what I was going to need, and therefore I kept running out of space, and then you need to put something else in, and then something else, and then that belt overlaps that belt. You know, I've tried to do my best here. I've tried to do my best to keep it nice. It doesn't look too spaghetti, I don't think, in this area. Like here we've got nice like stacked belts going in, belts coming out. You're going to have some of it, right? You're going to have some of it, you know, and manufacturers are the worst because they need like 4 items. So, you know, I felt like this area is not too bad. Hey, Rage Cat's on board. But when you get over to this area is where the spaghetti is really bad. And that's because I didn't anticipate like the amount of growth I was going to need in this area. And yeah, it's been pretty wild. How's it going? We are not far from the phase 5 completion, I would say. So we're currently making the 3rd item. We are probably got about 150 of nuclear pasta to make. So, and then we're on the final item. Just about to start working on completing the peak efficiency milestone for Mark 6 belts. So I don't think we've got that long left in the game. And that will complete this playthrough on the live stream once we complete phase 5. But I'm going to do an off-stream playthrough, which is going to be fully recorded, which will go on the YouTube channel. I didn't make Nuclear, no. And that's what I want to do. I actually want to do another playthrough. This game, actually, I think is best played with 2 playthroughs. And that is, you do one playthrough, which is learning the game, playing, like focusing on your milestones, focusing on completing the phase, complete the game. I then think the game needs another playthrough where, because you know how the game is, how you're going to have to expand how everything works, where you can play with trucks, which I never did, drones, which I never did. You can make everything neater, you can build walls and roofs and like floor stickers and make all the nice stuff. And I think that's the way it needs. I don't regret doing it how I've done it, and I think for a live stream series, you know, this playthrough that I'm doing now, which is get to the end of the game, is the right thing to do. I'm a variety streamer, not a Satisfactory streamer. So we get to the end, we see the game, we see what it's like. Good. And then I'm going to play through again off stream. But if I record that playthrough and put it on YouTube, you'll get to see both. So that's the plan. But yeah, good to see you on board, man. Right. There's the Trigon, there's the Time Crystal, and there is the Aluminum. Now we just need to get 10,000 iron plates. So, see, I don't think we've got too much long. I just don't know what's in that final component, like what I need for it. I've got everything I need to build the third, so I already have them. I already have enough mats to build all of the third. I just need to build them. So we've slooped the machine, so we need 50% less of the actual materials as well. So that definitely helps. We don't have as many plates as I thought we should have. How bizarre. Why is that? We were not using plates for much. Where are they all? The heck is using so many plates? We were backed up for plates for ages, barely using them. And now suddenly we have no plates when I need them. Lots of rods, not many plates. Yeah. Okay. Give me more plates. I know I've got the iron ingots for it, so the question is how many have we got in spare? Because I haven't mapped it out, and that's the thing. And that's been a big theme of a lot of this playthrough. It's been not mapping it out, it's been trying and seeing. Whereas on the next playthrough I want to map it out a lot more. I want to make sure I know how much I've got. Why are you idle? We've got a cloggage somewhere. What's clogged? Oh, okay, there's cloggage. There is cloggage somewhere. So we're making. We're not shipping. Ah, there we go. Did the train just arrive? In plates is in here. That's rods. There's plates. There's plates. There they all are. Wondered where you were. Now we know. Backed up in that storage, not this one, which tells me probably a little bit of a choke point somewhere with a bell, or we're probably not emptying the station quick enough. See, that's the other thing with stations that I will never do again is anytime I'm offloading from a station, it will offload straight into a storage using both belts. You need to be offloading out of it. You need to be emptying the station storage with 2 belts. And do that straight into an industrial storage, which clears that out, and then put it into the chain somewhere. Even if it goes into another storage somewhere else, you just got to get it out of that train storage. I would also build way more storages going forward. I've synced so many items I've later needed. I'd probably look to have at least 2 to 3 storages per item. Boom. Look at that.
Milestone reached. After close scrutiny, 2 problems were identified in Mark V conveyor belts. The first was the belt part, so force fields have been implemented in the Mark VI instead, to maximize transfer speeds. The second problem is inefficient pioneers, but sadly no remedy is available for this severe impediment. Yet.
Okay, we've got plenty of those items. So, I need to make 2 more. 2 more? Maybe 2 more. Let's do 2 more and then it's done. Right, of the miners. And we're going to get more coal in. Let's get some more coal in. Supercomputers in here. I do not. Fused modular frames. I put them in here now, didn't I? I need 20 of them. I have 20. Perfect. I've got 30 supercomputers. Perfect. Right. Let's go and do the miners. We'll pick up Trigon and Time Crystal on the way. And let's bring in more core. So we got a ton of this stuff. Thank you very much. Don't know how much we'll need, but if we take a stack, we should be good. Okay, you're nearly at 150, which is good. You're nearly at 100, that's also good, and then once we do this, we should be speeding that process up even. So let's take a look here. Okay, good. Right, so where's the coal going that's making the diamonds? So you're the diamond one, are you? Yeah, you are. So let's go here and here, and you are now 3. And you are now 4. It really doesn't look any different. That kind of sucks. Really wish it looked different on the lifts. The belts look different, but I wish the lifts looked different. Look a lot different. So the lift doesn't look any different. Maybe it does and I just don't see it, but it doesn't look good. It's only the top one I'm concerned about at the moment. And of course, we only really need to upgrade it where the two miners are going to merge, but... about the enemies, we'll just run past them. Mark 6 belts, baby. Kind of feel like the Mark 6 belts come too late. Kind of feel like they should be on the last of phase 5. But the thing is, you need to... Yeah, you need the fix site and you need the time crystal for it. So maybe they should be like milestone 1 of this phase, or milestone 2 after the fix site and stuff. Right, so that's you onto there, right? And you're pumping out 600 a minute, and you're maxed at that. So what I need to do is I need to put now a merger onto you, and there should be more coal around here somewhere. There it is. Cool. So we're now going to put a miner Mark 3 on you. And let's run you out over here. Ah, crap. Wrong button. Good. Okay, let's run some power. So, you into there. Now let's overclock you. That's 600. The belts can do 1200, right? So it's 1200. So we've got 600 on that one. There we go. 600 on that one, which is now going to merge with the 600 on this one to give us 1200. Very nice. Let's make sure we are not backing up anywhere. You just finished phase 4 about an hour ago. Nice, dude. Phase 4 is, for me, I would say phase 4 is the biggest change in the game. About to build huge ass rocket fuel power plant. That's what I did in the blue crater. I went for the rocket fuel, and I used the alt recipe for nitro rocket fuel. Yeah. That was huge for me. That was huge. Yeah. Right, so now we're getting 1200 here. So we should be able to overclock you. That's 1500. So let's overclock you to 1200 a minute. So 60 per minute. Okay, which means we can double you, which will use more of the dark matter residue. Excellent. Excellent. You got all the ults you need? Nice, dude. Nice. Yeah, I mean, what is it? One pipe of 600 M3 of rocket fuel does 143 fuel stations. It's mind-blowing. But it's the way forward, without a doubt. It's the easy way forward. I do want to play with nuclear power on a second playthrough. Yeah, without a doubt. Right, cool. So you're making these things. You're using these things now. You're getting rid of your dark... We're still not getting rid of dark matter residue as quickly as I'd like, but... the only way we'll do that is have to do the whole coal thing again. And do more diamonds. And then use... I mean, we could use here, but these are making time crystals, so I don't want to do that. You're going to go half that and just overclock them all? I didn't even do that, man. I don't know what actually I'm on power-wise. I haven't checked my power for ages. I built 100... I actually built 143. So... my battery is keeping me going at the minute, which is actually an important thing. I probably need to build some batteries. Yup. Yup. Batteries are really important, apparently. Yup. Because actually, are we always over now? See, no, we're consuming that much and we're producing that much. So it's the particle accelerator. So if I build some more batteries, that will help. So batteries are so important. If we build 10, I need 100 modular frames. That's my modular frame. We need to get rid of the miner. So we just need 100 modular frames. Go down here, aren't you? And I could actually go and overclock some power stations if I needed, because they're not overclocked yet, but I haven't done that. Oh, we don't have the modular. We don't have the modular frames, man. What? Where are they all? There are all my modular frames. They're all over here. That's heavy modular. Modular frames is something we're lacking. Who'd have thought? Let's go see where my modular frame construction is. Depends as well if you're shutting everything down after you finish building what you need building, which we can do. We might be alright, actually, to be honest, but if I haven't got the modular frames, I'll just leave it. The batteries we've got up at the moment are holding pretty steady, so... just surprised we're not getting modular frames out that I thought we should be. Right, where's our modular frame construction? Not you. You're doing the rods and stuff. Who's doing the modular frames? Is it you? No, you're doing smart plate. Modular frames are below. Could be. This is, again, I need to put signs up and stuff. Oh yeah, you're doing the modular frames. Yeah, so I can't overclock you because you're doing, because you haven't got enough screws. And we've only just got the belts good enough to do the screws. Alright, we'll leave it for now then. I think we'll be fine on the power. Because it's spiking, look, and it's spiking to here, look. But we're actually only consuming this on a standard thing. That's fine. That's fine. I think that can get us to the end. Worst case, we can go overclock some power stations. If it gets that bad, we can do that. Let's go complete this next milestone. fluctuated sand is over here. Thank you. There's one done. There we go. And then we need the turbo motors and radio control units. Radio control units are over here somewhere. Hello. How many have we got? We need 500. Ooh, we're short, my friends. Okay. And I need 250. So that's easy enough. So turbo motors isn't a problem. Right, so we're short by half on the radio control units. That sucks. Okay. These we're building up a stock of. You're still struggling with your residue. So we are up to 153, so we're getting through them. In fact, do you know what? I know we need these things, but if I turn this off at 20 per minute, right, if I do that, that won't generate any more of the dark matter residue, which means this should have less downtime. Which means it'll make it quicker. Once this is finished, we don't need this anymore. And I've got enough. If we've already got 153, we've got 159, so we only need 100 more, which is only 50 more of those oscillators. Alright, we're doing 20 per minute. We need 100. That's 5 minutes. If this was working at peak efficiency, which it's not. But it's not far off now. We turn the other thing off. Yeah, see, we're getting rid of the dark matter residue quicker. You work with radiation, was kind of disappointed that nuke power is not the most efficient form of power. It depends on what you term as efficiency, because my understanding is, let's get out of these particles at 80% loud. In terms of space efficiency, nuclear power is. I do kind of feel like there's kind of this issue with rocket fuel and nuclear power. Like, I kind of wonder how many players have played the game and not bothered with it. I kind of feel that's a bit of a shame that you didn't have to play with nuclear power. Like, I do kind of feel like nuclear power, even if it wasn't as efficient, I kind of feel like the power stations should have given you more, like way more power than they do for the work. They don't seem worth the amount of work involved. So I'm definitely with you there. I was disappointed with that too. Right, how are we doing on the nuclear pasta? So let's take all of you. And a lot of these machines we're just not even really doing much with because we don't need them anymore. Ditch this nuclear pasta. Boom. Oh, look at that. We need 8. We need 91. 91 nuclear pasta and it's done. It's a lot of effort and the waste is a huge issue without going super crazy. Yeah, and there's not a lot you can do with the waste and stuff, right? So, no, I agree, dude. I feel like they've kind of made nuclear power something that only if you want to do everything in the game. And it's nice there's different ways to do things. But power, I always kind of felt should be incremental. Like, power's one of the limiting things within each of the tiers and stuff. So, like you say, it's just better to build 500 fuel power stations than it is to build nuclear, which is kind of sad in a way. Right, radio control units. So let's go and spend some tickets just to flesh out this this milestone, because we got tickets we can use when we're coming to the end. I'm not going to spend them on anything else. Right, so I want radio control units. Where are you? You're here, and I need 250, so I need 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then I need 2 of these. 1, 2. 53 tickets. Boom.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus fix-it stock value.
Okay, right. There we go. Last milestone done. Unlock all milestones.
Milestone reached. Instant travel between chosen locations will be possible as soon as the main and satellite portals are built and paired. Do not ask me how it works. Not because I don't understand dimensional dispersal theory and the cross-warp applications of liminal peer-regulated parallel fibrillator nanocells, for example. But because you do not need to know. You go in one end, you come out the other. It's a door. Thankfully, the construction of project part number 12, the ballistic warp drive, can be automated and requires no manual input from you, so I'd say we're relatively safe.
Okay.
If you disagree about my assessment of your capabilities, you are free to attempt a study and replication of either portal or warp technology. After you're done with project assembly.
Right, so we need 400 superposition oscillators. How many of these? We need 40 times 200 dark matter crystal. We need 8,000 dark matter crystals. Okay. So that we need a lot of. This we're making and we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. At least this is made in a manufacturer. We don't have to dick anymore with that bloody dark energy stuff. Thermal propulsion rockets and singularity cells. How many do we need? Thermal propulsion rockets? Is it 1? It's 1 for 1. So we need 200 of those. We did keep making them, so we should be okay. Have I played Dyson Sphere yet? I don't know what that is. So no. So we are still making these things. Oh Christ, we've got more than enough. We can turn you off. Bosh. Don't need you. And what were you using? Cooling systems, we've got a metric ton of. Modular engines, probably not even turbo motors. And fused modular frames. Okay, so that's fine. So yeah, we've got more than enough of the thermal rocket engines. Okay. So then it's just this singularity cell. My next game after this is going to be Hard Space Shipbreaker. So during the week, or I'm back to normal stream schedule now anyway. So I alternate. I've been doing Satisfactory and Mechwarrior 5. I'm still playing Mechwarrior 5. So I will be going now from... I'll be playing Mechwarrior 5 and Hard Space Shipbreaker. And then after Hard Space Shipbreaker, we're doing... EVE Online playthrough as a new player. Used to play that like 20 years ago. I'm planning on going back and doing a new player experience. And then we're going to do Ferocious. And then we're doing Astrox Imperium. Then No Man's Sky. Then Space Engineers. So I on my current live stream playthrough list, which is about, I don't know, 30 gamers or so. it works out at 3,488 hours if I'm to do a full playthrough of each of those games. Which, if I was to stream 12 hours a day, that would be 291 days of streaming. Hey, Shadow Vault Gamers on YouTube. Hey, dude, how you doing? But at my current stream schedule, which is 3 streams a week, if you assume 5 hours per stream, 15 hours per week, that'll take me 232 weeks or 4.5 years just to complete the games on my current list. Yes. Dyson Sphere is what gave you the factory game bug. Oh, I'll have a look at it. I'm good at Shadow Vault Gamer. How are you? We're just coming to the end of Satisfactory now, I think. So, yeah. Yeah. You're not bad? Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So we need 1,000 singularity cell. 1,000 singularity cell. Which needs... So we need another 1,000 nuclear pasta. We need 2,000... Oh no, that produces 10. No. It produces 10. We need 100 nuclear pasta. We need 2,000 dark matter crystals, so we need 10,000 dark matter crystal in total. We need 10,000 iron plate, and we need 20,000 concrete. Yes. But I kind of have a plan, potentially, how I want to do this. Right. And it's going to be in a bit of a different way, because we're coming to the end of the game. So, we need a little bit of space. Do you know what? Maybe we will expand a little bit over here. Yes. A manufacturer. So if we do like another 5 wide over here, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. The concrete, I'm not worried about. The sheets, I'm not worried about. The crystal's going to be a pain, but we are making a shit ton of it right now. Go mow these trees. You in any case, you have to go. Yeah, no worries, dude. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it, as always. What else is in here? Right, you've got to go. Yeah, I definitely want to do the second playthrough is the way to do this game without a doubt. Because I just think if you try to do a big, massive base, or you try to play the game and do all the walls and the decorating and everything in your first playthrough, it will take you thousands of hours because you'll have to rebuild it because you have no idea on how much you need. I have a plan, so I need 2 manufacturers, and I need 8 of these. Right, let's go get what we need. rebuilding your factory at the beginning of phase 3 sucked. It was so worth it. I rebuilt mine at... When did I start rebuilding mine? Was it beginning of phase 3? It could have been beginning of phase 3. Or was it the end of phase 3? I can't remember if it was at the beginning of the end. But yeah, I completely rebuilt everything as well. I ended up building 4 separate bases with 5 trains. No motors. But it's plastic though. There's the plastic. There's the motors. The manufacturer. Let's do it here. Right. This is not what I would call automated. This is what I call finishing the game. Which is you in like so. And you are going to make singularity cells. And then we're going to have... And I'm just literally going to manually dump in to a industrial storage. Because we can do that. Oh. Of course they don't fit nicely. Of course they don't. Damn. You're gonna leave an extra gap just to do that. Right. Okay. So first thing we can fill this with is a bunch of iron concrete. So we're gonna have to empty our bag. Actually, we can just go. Do you know what? I'm going to make another storage. So at the moment, this is get to the end game. Get to the end game. Nuclear past is going to be a pain. I think that's what we're making the slowest. Yeah. I can't speed it up because of the copper powder. How are you doing? Okay, so you're done. There's 100, 200, 300. That's enough. You can stop. You need to produce like crazy. And what we can do is... I don't want you coming out. I want you to just go into storage now so that I can see how many I've got. And I want you to come out as well. So we need a lot of these things. So let's have you chunking away. Let's go ditch this item. So this will be the 3rd item completely done. That was really fast. See, I agree. I'm the same on my first playthrough. So when I go back and do my other playthroughs, like I've done some big base builds in Dune, Once Human, Sons of the Forest, all that sort of stuff. I would do that, but in this game, like at the beginning, no, that's not. Where am I going? Not here. There's just no way you could do that on your first playthrough. No way. I had like the amount of scale that you need was just. Yeah. I want you. Yeah. And I'm going to offload a lot of stuff. You're going to keep it here. I'm going to get rid of you. Right. Let's go find concrete. Now I'm making concrete down here somewhere. Somewhere we are. Over here somewhere. Here we go. There's our concrete. Ooh, look at all that concrete. Now the other thing we can do is, in fact, actually let's ditch the concrete. So in the concrete goes in this one. Bosh. And the other thing I'm going to do is we can take the sloops out of this. This one, which means we'll need half. If we sloop this, we need 50%. So if we need 20,000 concrete, we now only need 10,000 concrete. If we need 100 pasta, we need 50 pasta. And that is one of the keys. Anything like this, you like have to sloop it. Of course, I took out all that, didn't I? I don't need anything. I don't need anything fast. Can I make you? Yes, I can. Okay, you'll do. Right, so we've got the concrete in. Let's go and get dark matter crystals. We should have a bunch of these. You need them. You're still making those oscillators, so that's fine. So let's store all of you. So again, we said we needed 2,000 dark matter crystal, right? We actually need 1,000 now. Right, nuclear pasta. Let's just take 50. Just take these for now because we haven't finished. You can still make the nuclear pasta, right? So, like, nuclear pasta in here. And then the final thing is we need to put in iron plate. So we need to go get a bunch of that. So we need 5,000 iron plate, not 10,000. Like I say, we're not automating this process. I don't feel like I need to at this stage but when I do my replay through, the plan will be to have every single thing automated and continuously automated and powered and everything. That's the plan. But yeah, working on our last component now, guys. The last one. Right. So down here somewhere is iron plates. Take all of you. That's where you're getting delivered from. Okay, we need to go to the other base. Base number 3. This is actually base number 2 we're going to now. Yeah. This is where all our constructors are. So the way we ended up doing it was smelters in one base, constructors in another, assemblers in another, manufacturers in another. But then each base is supplemented where it needs additional. First, how are we doing for plates? I mean, we already used 10,000 to get the thing, which was necessary. We needed that. I think that should be good. And here I also used only trains between each base. In the future, I would use everything. I would use trains, drones, and trucks. Use all of it. You're automating everything and having dimensional storage for everything. I'm going to do all of that in my next playthrough, and the plan will be to explore everything, get every sphere, sloop, hard drive, the whole thing at the end of the game. Absolutely. Trucks are just so iffy. Yeah, but I never used them once. And I think if you use them in the right locations and don't drive them too far, it'll actually work fine. My plan will be to use them in a shorter distance on the beach where there's not a lot to obstruct them. Here we go. Final item going in. Bosh. Let's power this bad boy. Now they're loading up. Okay, so we're going to be producing 20 per minute, and we need... How many did I say we needed? We need 1,000. So we need 1,000 of these. 1,000. About 20 per minute. We're going to do 100 in 5 minutes. 1,000 in 50 minutes. Which is fine, because that will help with the nuclear pasta side, which we're still doing. So what I want to do is I want to do exactly the same as I've done here. So if we do this... Oh. Let's go get my manufacturer bits. Trains and drones, though. I've never played with drones either. We've got circuit boards at the yin yang. We're still overclocking on computers. Right, so I need you, and I need you. There we go, perfect. In fact, I'm also going to take you and you. Okay. So you're all loaded up now, which is good. Yeah. But there we go. It's loaded up. Wicked. Look at that lot. There's 30 already. Right. You are going to be making this thing. Yay! Right, so we need to sloop that as well. I think I'm out of sloops because I've got 4 on there. I've got 4 over here, 8 over here. The nuclear pasta. We need the nuclear pasta. Yeah, the nuclear pasta's slow. Let's get the thermal rocket engines in. Where am I from? I'm originally from the UK, but I live in the US. Yeah. Right, So we need 200 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, if we sloop it, we need half. So we'd only need... Actually, we wouldn't need 1,000. We need 500 of the singularity cells. Interesting. So we definitely need to sloop it. So if we sloop it, we only need... So we need 200. So if we sloop it, we'll only need 100 of those. We'll need 500 of these. We'll need... How many do we need? 400. So we need 200 of these. Okay. You're in West Texas. It's a beautiful day to barbecue. It's minus 10 here. I'm in Virginia. So, yeah, a little bit colder than where you are, my friend. Let's have a look at those super oscillators. We need 200. How are we doing with crystals? Let's take what we've got there. These have we got? Oh, we're nearly at the 200. It's almost 80. You've got the AC on. Oh, nice. Very nice. If only. What was the final thing? The final thing is the singularities, right? So you should have enough nuclear pasta, right? I'm going to take one of the nuclear pastas, the sloops off. I'm going to put it over here. Like so. And then I want one of you. And to there. And power into here. And we are making the final component. Now, the other thing I can do here is I can also overclock you, can't I? Because you've already got the maps you need. Which means I can also overclock you, because you've got the maps you need. The issue, we're not, no, wrong, alarm, in the wrong place, there we go. So the issue will be these crystals. But once we have built enough of these these oscillators, we won't need all those dark matter crystals either. You're on your second playthrough, your first playthrough, you quit at the start of phase 3. You get why most people quit. Yeah, I think was it less than 23% complete phase 3 and less than 17% complete phase 4. So yeah. So there's 100 in there, we've got 100 in here. So it's just the crystals. It's just the crystals. So if we've got I did say it was 200 of those oscillators, right? Because we're slooping. So you need, yeah, it's 2 for 1, which is 4. We need 200, which means we need 400. But if we sloop it, we only need 200. So what we can do is we can turn you off. We don't need you anymore. I can put you doing nuclear pasta, and I can take you. And I can steal all of these. So we just need to do you into here. And I can put these back into a nuclear pasta. I still need 91. Got 27. In fact, I don't need to do that because I can plug you straight into there. We've made 11 of the final part. How did we make 11? Doing 5 per minute. That's 50 in 10 minutes. So 40 minutes. By then we should have made quite a few nuclear pasta and a few dark matter crystal. So it now is just churning this stuff out. So this should run out of nuclear pasta at the point where we've made everything we need to on the singularity cell. Which will be good. Which means we should have some dark crystal left. We've got 22 more to go. Interesting. We're gonna have enough dark crystals. I think we've clocked dark crystals as much as we can, right? They're not getting dark matter residue because we're not making this anymore. Ha. So if we turn this on but run it slow, it's going to eat the dark matter residue. It's going to feed the dark matter residue. That's the issue. We need to make dark matter residue. In fact, we are going to have to churn it. The problem is it needs time. It's going to eat the dark matter crystals, which is what I will need. Oh, that's so annoying. That's annoying, isn't it? So I really need to be slow. You're making 60 per minute. I can't up you anymore. It needs 300 per minute. So I need to make sure that you're giving out as much as possible. Yeah, so we have to max you just to give it enough dark matter. Though the other thing that we could make to give it dark matter is this. Yes. That's 75 per minute because you're using stuff I don't care about. So if we give you at 75 per minute, actually that's the way. That's the way. If we give you 150 per minute and I make you 150 per minute, that'll be 350 per minute. Sorry, 300 per minute. Which is perfect, which means I don't need to have this machine on at all, which saves my dark matter crystals. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. What was my first console? And have I got to pet? So I haven't pet the large Stingray yet. It wasn't something that was in my mind to do. And my first console, my first computer was a ZX Spectrum in 1987 on a Commodore 64. My first console would have probably been a NES and then a Sega Master System. It's an achievement. Okay. Yeah, dark matter crystals. That's the thing. We've got 27. Yep. Kind of figured that was going to be a problem. You still haven't got it? Need some package some rocket fuel, my friend. Yeah, that's dark matter crystal plates. Ah, that's a nuclear pasta. Yeah, okay. Really do much more doing these dark matter crystals, to be honest. I mean, the only thing that we could do is eventually, when the nuclear pasta's done, the diamonds that are going into here, we could put them into one of these and make more dark matter crystals, but we'd have to bring across the oh, we could just, yeah, it's the superpositional oscillators. We'd have to work a way of getting, bring the pipe over here, I guess, and do some spaghetti to get it in. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Because you would need 75 per minute, which is more than we're making. We wouldn't be making any. You're just using to be a time you need a time, you need 100 each for each one. You need 100. No, you need 40 for each one. You're making anyway, so that's good. Plenty of those going in. Yeah, it's just working out how many of these dark matter crystals we're going to have left. Looks like we should have a few, actually. We'll have a few. Probably not enough, but we're going to have a few. Yours was a ColeCovision Atari 2600 attachment at school. You got to play with Commodore. Nice. Commodore 64 was good. I spent a lot of time on the ZX Spectrum. I started with a tape player, and then managed to get the floppy disk one, playing games like Skate or Die, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Winter Olympics, the original Gauntlet, which was amazing. To play a lot of that. But yeah, Skate or Die was really fun. Paperboy. You should have got permanent. It was good. It was good. But I kind of stopped with those type of computers when I got my NES, and then I played through the NES, the Master System, the Mega Drive, SNES, and then I got back into like proper like PC games. And would have been around about 1996, and then I started playing online in around about 97, where I was playing Command and Conquer Red Alert 2. with the Eagle Red mod on PvP, and then Counter-Strike when it was a Half-Life mod. So this should be the last. Yeah, that should be the last one. Good. Take all. Have some crystals. 37. Now we should get cracking because we've now completely filled it up with crystals. So we've got it takes 40 a time. We've done 37, so we need 161. So that is 161 times 40 is 6,440, but we're going to divide that by 2, so it's 6,440 divided 2 is 3,220. That's how many of those dark crystals we should need. We've currently got in here 1,000, 2,000, 2,900, so we should be alright. We'll be close, but we should be pretty good. It shouldn't be too bad. I think we'll get there. Assuming we've calculated this right, and I've got enough singularity cells, of course. Looks like we're going to be fine. You got a NES when you're around about 8 or 9, around 88. Nice. NES was cool. Like, I mean, when I got the I got the Mega Drive, and I thought the Mega Drive was way better than the Master System, and I preferred it to the Master System, preferred the NES to the Master System. And I enjoyed the Mega Drive, but I definitely would say I was a Super Nintendo fan more than the Mega Drive. There were some cool games on Mega Drive, like Altered Beast, Kid Chameleon, obviously Sonic, F-22 Interceptor, there was Echo the Dolphin, Golden Axe. I mean, Golden Axe was awesome. You know, games like that, but like Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Oh my god, those were good games. Those were good games. How are you doing? We got 50. Oh my god, it's getting close. We're nearly done on this nuclear pasta, which is amazing. 41 more nuclear pasta. So close. Having done 959, you need 41 more. You're like, SNES is what made you an RPG fan. See, I actually went off RPGs, so I was playing real-time strategy stuff, and I've always enjoyed real-time strategy and strategy stuff like Total War games and all of that. Love those all the time. But I went to first-person shooters for quite a while, playing like Counter-Strike. You know, I used to play Counter-Strike quite a lot and stuff like that, and then Quake, Unreal Tournament. But then it was in the 2003 era, which is where I got into MMOs, so I started playing EVE Online. I was playing a lot of EVE Online, and I played EVE Online until 2009, which is when I quit. And I've tried to go back a couple of times, but never been able to get back into it. Which is why I want to kind of go back and do like a new player experience just on EVE Online, just how it is today. Just like, you know, do some missions and see the tutorial and stuff like that, and see how much we're going to play of it with a new character. I still have my old accounts and old characters, they're just not used. So we're going to do that just to see. But yeah, I played EVE Online, and then obviously I started WoW in 2006, so I was playing EVE and WoW from sort of like 2000 2005. When did Burning Crusade came out? Because I joined WoW just as Burning Crusade was releasing, and then I played WoW all the way through until the end of Wrath of the Lich King and the beginning of Cataclysm. Didn't enjoy Cataclysm, quit. Tried to dabble in other MMOs, so I was dabbling in Star Wars The Old Republic, Age of Conan, Warhammer Age of Reckoning, and then ended up just getting out of MMOs and going more into strategy games and stuff like that. Actually started getting into World of Tanks, Mechwarrior Online, and stuff like that. Played a lot of World of Tanks. I'm just gutted that Wargaming are such a nasty company. Predatory company is what they are. We're nearly at our first 100. We're on our way to our first 100 of these. We'll be halfway through that component. At this rate, we'll be completing that component before the nuclear pasta. But all of this is a mess. Basically, from this area it became a mess because I had no idea what I was expecting in phase 5. Like, I had no idea like what these were gonna be, what they were gonna need. If I was gonna do this again, I would probably consider having the particle accelerators, what are they? The particle accelerators, the converters, and the quantum encoders. I'd probably create a brand new factory just for that stuff. Somewhere else where we've got more sources of, probably in, like, if you think here, we've got like base 1 was down here. That's where we're doing a lot of smelting. Well, there's a lot of limes. We could have done way more smelting. My plan in the future would be, on a new playthrough, is to make this base way bigger and do way more smelting, way more concrete, all that sort of stuff. Way more of that here, and then still have the constructor base here, and the assembler base here with obviously the oil doing the rubber and plastic. We can still have the rocket fuel base, but what I would probably do is manufacturing base stays here because there's a lot of supplemental resources, but over here in the desert area I would probably that's where I'd probably do the particle accelerator and all of that. Separate base, way more sources of coal, so we can dedicate sources of coal and copper, because you need metric tons of copper and coal like you wouldn't believe. I mean, we've got a belt of 1200 coal going to like one machine. It's insane. So you first played WoW Burning Crusade during the first free weekend. It was hardcore WoWhead till the expansion after Mists of Pandaria. What was that? Warlords of Draenor, right? Warlords of Draenor. I came back to WoW every so often to try and level up, and I never could stay in it. Cataclysm really kind of killed it for me. Like Burning Crusade, I enjoyed the raiding there the most, I would say. But I enjoyed the world and the environment, the music, the atmosphere of Wrath of the Lich King the most. But raiding in Burning Crusade, I loved that. Like Karazhan, oh my god, I loved it. Black Temple, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I agree. Wrath of the Lich King was peak. The issue with Wrath of the Lich King was rather than doing a new raid, they did Nax again, which was a shame. They didn't do something new. They did Nax, and they had loads of new lore to do. So it's like, why do we have to do Nax again with the same bosses? Real shame. And Trial of the Crusader. Trial of the Crusader, that arena thing was so bad. That's what ended up killing my guild. I was on a PvP server. I was on a PvP server called Dune Mall, and that's what killed the guild. And then I obviously had to find a new guild, and that's when I moved from Dune Mall to a PvE server. And I then finished. I did Ice Crown Citadel, obviously all the challenges and everything that went with that. with a new guild. But I got to the point where I was raiding in Cataclysm, and I was like, do you know what? I just don't enjoy this. How many are we making per minute over here? We're only making 1 per minute, but it makes 2. No, it's still 1 per minute. God, nuclear pasta is a real pain in the ass, isn't it? I'm actually making 2 per minute because I've got 2 machines going. So the copper's what's stopping me overclock them, right? How much copper is it? How much does it need? It needs 100 per minute. Cat is where they turn druids into bots, and that moon sun thing made druids boring. I was so Burning Crusade, warrior tank, Wrath of the Lich King, Death Knight tank to start with, and then during Trial of the Grand Crusader the guild was falling apart, so I switched to a Holy Priest, which was my alt, and I mained the Holy Priest for Trial of the Crusader, and then I was done with tanking and healing when my guild fell apart, and when we moved to the PvE server and went to a new guild, that's when I mained Warlock, and I've mained Warlock ever since. And when I went back for Classic WoW, I mained Warlock. So we've got 10, so that's 300 per minute with 10, right? Which is 600 per minute. That and 600 per minute with that. I don't think the copper nodes that we're currently using. What are you? You're normal. And you're pure. So we could get more copper out of you. I'm pumping into different. Problem is I can't get any more copper. I'd have to build another whole copper thing. And do you know what? I don't want to do that just for this stage of the game. You made a druid and a rogue. Horde or alliance? I was alliance. Human warlock, night elf warrior, human priest. We're nearly at our first 100. We're nearly halfway, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly halfway. There it is. Take it because I can. For the alliance always. For sure. Really didn't like what they did to Teldrassil. The leveling experience at the beginning in Teldrassil, oh my god, the music and everything, so gutted. Teldrassil was like the ultimate nostalgia for me, leveling in Teldrassil. We need 19 more nuclear pasta, 19, and we need 99 more of those ballistic engine thingies. We are so close. We are going to finish the game today. We're talking like in the next half an hour. That's pretty cool. Can't believe it's how Blizzard has just set on the StarCraft IP. Who knows why Blizzard does anything? I mean, when you get comments from Blizzard, like I don't know if you heard the recent interview where Chris Metzen apparently apparently said, and it was another Warcraft employee that said it, so it's actually on camera where the Warcraft employee said that Chris Metzen said he wishes they hadn't called it Warcraft because it's too much for some people. And you go, dude, the game became its peak when it was properly Warcraft, an Alliance versus Horde and all of that stuff. That's what made it what it was. If you want to make a fantasy Sims game, make it a different game and call it Fantasy Sims. Yeah, the art style, oh my god, literally, like, look at the old Warcraft games, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, oh my god, it's a killer. It's an absolute killer. It absolutely sucks. About the only good thing they've done is, like, they have got rid of most mods finally. In my view, they should never have allowed mods that have any impact on... The only mods should have been cosmetic to your UI and stuff like that. I hated all having Deadly Boss mods and all of those, big wigs, whatever, threat meters, damage meters, took away from the game. Took away from the game and the spirit of the game and everything else. It was way better. Gear score, all of that garbage should never have been allowed. Never have been allowed. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. It's a mess. But it works. If it works, it works, right? If it works, it bloody works. That's why I enjoyed in TBC when it literally was just raiding and, like, you go raid Karazhan. Right, and nobody was asking you for your gear score. Nobody was... looking at the DPS meter at the end. It was all about, right, you knew when you pulled threat, when the mob was on you. Your whole point was to understand what you were doing. Like, look at the screen. And it became less about looking at the boss and the boss's animations and more about looking at this little window down here with a threat meter, looking at this little window over here with your weak auras on, looking at this little window over here with your deadly boss timer on. What's that? That's not playing the game. Playing the game's when you're looking at the boss, you're looking at his animations, everything. Why do you think Elden Ring's so got that popular? You know? You fucking made it. When you're more concerned about what other people are doing. Yeah, absolutely. 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 As a tank, think about it. I started my WoW life as a warrior tank. And I didn't. When I started, I wasn't using Deadly Boss mods to give me all the timings and everything. It was, look at what the boss is doing. Look at his animation. It will tell you what he's gonna do. The whole point is you practice and you play against the boss enough that you know what he's gonna do. So you look at the animations. That's what they're for. The whole point of their boss animations is to telegraph when he's going to do something that you need to be aware of. Now it's all about how quickly can you kill the boss, Before it's all about getting the gear to kill the boss, We're nearly there. We are nearly there. Take a while to come out, don't they? It's the power doing. Oh, we're just surviving on the power. We're just surviving on the power. I definitely think if you the minimum amount of power that you should be safe on, like for like anyone just playing the game normally, like 40k isn't quite enough. 50k should have been what we'd have aimed for. I think once you got 50k power, once you go above that, that's just you going massively in terms of trying to make things quicker, have more machines, everything else. So 50k power, I think, should be a target minimum. Yeah, 50k power should be a target minimum. I've been playing for 2 hours. How are we doing? We've got 38. We've got 38 of our 99. So if we've got super oscillators. I made it 38. Hang on a minute. Right, we've got 40 of 99, right? So we've got 59 to make. 59. Well, that should be fine, right? There's only one super oscillator to make 2 ballistic warp drives because we're slooping. Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We have enough. You got a like and a sub? Hope to see you soon. Hey dude, look, appreciate it. Thanks very much. Like I say, streaming tomorrow, Mechwarrior 5. After that, Hard Space Shipbreaker, then Mechwarrior, and then when we finish Hard Space Shipbreaker, we're moving on to EVE Online. And when we finish Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries, we're doing Mechwarrior 5 Clans. So yeah, cool. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks very much, and hope you have a good rest of your weekend. 18. I need 1 more nuclear pasta. I'm actually going to make a few extra nuclear pasta though, because just in case I miscalculate on some of these. So yeah, just in case. But you never know. Just in case. Let's put some more of those dark crystals in as well. I don't trust my maths. I don't trust it. The oscillators I'm not crazy worried about because I can. Oh my word! I can just go and buy those from the Fix-It store if I need. So 8. There you go. We're up to 50. 49 to go. There it is. Nuclear pasta complete. Nuclear pasta, did you say? Yeah, baby. 151. 49. 49 ballistic things. This is all still chucking out stuff. Still making a crap ton of these things. Yeah, we're just waiting for this machine now. Can't speed it up anymore. There's another 8. And that's all we've got to do now is wait it out, I guess. Make sure my mass was on point. I mean, you could make it go faster, because you could make a second one of these, right? You could make a second one of these. Need modular frames. See, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. What I need to do is I need to take sloops from over here. And then I need to put 200. Let's take 50. 50. Yep, you're fully kitted. Okay, so let's put you in there, you in there, you in there. And you in there. You can make some too. So now we should be making them even faster. Thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to make just a few more of those oscillators. think I'm going to be okay on crystals, so... Make a few more of these, shall we? Okay, 43. We need 6 more. 6 more. Do. There's 2, and you're outdone. Crystal shouldn't matter because you're making the final 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we finished phase 5. This is it. This is the end. We're going to complete phase 5. This has been 120, 30 hours. And we're going to do another playthrough. Yep, we're going to do this all over again. It's going to take even longer because we're going to spend more time designing and making stuff look nice and non-spaghetti and clever trucks and drones and nuclear. But here we go. Bosh.
Unsurprisingly, here's another presentation, but don't worry, I have improved it. This last delivery will be the most important action you have ever taken. Perhaps you want to take a moment to contemplate the gravity of your achievements. Alright, that's enough. This is the end of the Save the Day program. All you need to do is wait for the automated Phase 5 construction to complete. Simply throw the lever and further instructions will be supplied when relevant.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bosh. Complete phase 5 and finish the game achievement.
Phase 5 completed. Return to the space elevator after the resources have been processed and added to Project Assembly. Launch can then be initiated from there. While waiting, please do not break anything. Solve any issues immediately and efficiently. Ensure your power network is stable. Perhaps it is best if you do not touch anything at all. And stay close to the space elevator. This will only take a moment.
Okay, there it is. Okay. Oh. Wipe windows, check oil, heated seats, fuel injection, gyroscopic balancers. Okay, current instruction, check oil. Oil checked. Set fuel injection to 5. Activate bus B1. Set left stabilizer to 9. Set right stabilizer to 4. Turn gyroscopic balancer X on. Gyroscope, okay. Y. easy. Here we go. Launch.
Initiating project assembly. Assembly. Attaching cargo to main body. Leveling inner and outer rings. Attaching propulsion to main body.
That's cool, man.
Fuel lines connected. Attaching control center to main body. Running systems check. All systems online. Releasing propulsion cage. Releasing clamps. Running pre-launch checks and calculating flight path. Locking in cargo. Launch in T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
They left us behind. Okay.
Connection with QAR-437 nucleus established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR-436 Akicha, B1. Hello, this is Ada, your new local instance of Ada. On behalf of Ada, myself, and all of Fixit, I want to congratulate you on saving the day. Every single kitten and puppy would thank you if they could. You have proven yourself to be a worthwhile and productive member of the human race, and have contributed something to this universe that will forever change it. Thanks to your achievements, the next generation of pioneers can now take to the stars and construct, automate, explore and exploit, alongside me. Additionally, you have been promoted to local production manager, effective immediately.
There's only
Your
me.
duties to project assembly may be complete, but your duties to fix it remain. With your help, Fix-It continues to make the universe a better place. Stay efficient. Stay with Fix-It.
So if it was like Planet Craft, we'd get another planet to go to. There you go. We finished it, ladies and gentlemen. We finished Satisfactory. Final thoughts. Game, minimum 8.5. Why not 10 out of 10? What the game is about and what it does, the building, the automation, the train stuff, the drones, all of that, absolutely top-notch, 100% brilliant. The milestones, they really pull you along, drag you along. You want to complete the milestones. The only bit I didn't enjoy was the exploration bit. I felt the radar towers didn't do enough. The personal locator was not that great. The ability to traverse the environment, particularly in the first half of the game, or even the first 3/4 of the game, was not that great. So I don't really feel like you're given the tools as you play through the game to really traverse well, that then leads you to using things like those, unending ladders and stuff like that. So, and I kind of felt the weapons you're given. For me, when I play this game again, I'm going to put the creatures on Retaliate because I'm going to research like crazy and play it slightly differently. But the hard drives are so important, the Mercer spheres, the sloops are so important. I just think the radar towers should do what the interactive map does. And I think the jetpack should be overall better. I know it improves with the different types of fuel, but I think overall it should be better earlier on. I didn't enjoy the exploration part, but what this game is about, what it does absolutely outstanding, best in class. So, my plan is, I think a lot of people, when you first play the game, you're going to try and get through the milestones and get through the phases. For me, replaying the game, it's about replaying it with more of a focus on making things look nice, making things look like a factory, like proper buildings, roofs, windows, using the decorations and really enjoying that piece of it. So, I think this game 100% benefits from 2 playthroughs, and would thoroughly recommend anyone to do a second playthrough. And on that second playthrough, play it in super slow time, play it, come back to it. There's no time limit, right? So you can just play it and come back to it. Definitely a super slow playthrough on the way back. Thoroughly recommended, where you can explore everything, do everything in the game that we didn't quite do, chase achievements if that's your thing. But thoroughly recommend this game if you're into automation and base building. If you're looking for a survival experience, this is not it. The devs have even said that this is not a survival game. There's no food and thirst, and I don't think that should be in the game. I honestly don't. I don't think that's what the game's about. I don't think it's what it's good at. And the survival elements that are in there are actually, the way I feel, is they're a bit of a chore. So that's why I wouldn't recommend this as a survival game. But if you want to spend hours in your base, building the base, doing the automation, doing the math stuff, playing with the trains and drones, this is the game, without a doubt. So for me, this is a positive Steam review and a strongly recommend to buy, without a doubt. But there you go, we finished it.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women.
Yeah, that's what we did. So what's next? So tomorrow, Mechwarrior 5. Continuing through our Mechwarrior 5 playthrough of the campaign. Solo, as always. And then the alternating game now with Mechwarrior is going to be Hard Space Shipbreakers. So we're going to play through that. And then after Hard Space Shipbreakers is going to be a new playthrough experience new player experience, I should say, of EVE Online. So just see what that's like. And then Ferocious, and Astrox Imperium, No Man's Sky, Space Engineers, Avorion, Last Starship, Raft, Eden Crafters, X3, X4, Grounded, Planet Crafter, Sunken Land, Occupy Mars Imperium, Icarus, and Forever Skies. All right, Elite Dangerous as well is all in there. So you can see we've got plenty to do. So, and the game, I guess, is now finished. We're kind of where we are. You can go off and redo everything now. But we have essentially completed the game. So that's it. So I'm also going to wrap up the stream here. So the aim, this isn't a normal scheduled stream on a Sunday, but we did do 2.5 hours. That's what it took to finish the game from where we were. And we focused on finishing the game rather than finishing it in a cool factory with everything automated, which is what we're doing on our next playthrough. The next playthrough will be off stream, but it will be fully recorded. So that will go up on a series once this one's finished. So I want to make sure that they're not confused. So once this series has finished playing on YouTube, and bear in mind it's going to take a while because we release one episode every day, 130 hours, times that by 2, number of days, go figure. But at the end of that, that's when we're going to start doing this one. So we've got plenty of time to see more Satisfactory on the YouTube channel. So I hope you enjoy that. Well, thank you all for spending some of your life here, anyway, with me today for this short stream. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a good evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. You've been watching The Ghost Hour. Good night.